Welcome to episode... Nope, that's wrong.
Nope. What do you
I
think?
haven't done that in 50
You think
episodes.
we're brand new or something? We stopped counting episodes 152 ago.
Yeah, because we're legit now.
What do we say now?
Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the Family Geekery Podcast, a podcast for geeks from a family of geeks. We talk about comics, video games, and anything else geeky. I'm Amber.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm not redoing the intro again. So boom, take that.
Take two, we're keeping it.
Keep it. Alright, we're talking today about Lego Masters. Particularly Season 5, Episode 6. Which is the second most recent episode, technically. Because I think an episode comes out tonight when we record this.
Oh.
So I
So
think
we're
it's
talking
Mondays.
about old news then, huh?
Old news.
Wow.
That's all right. Why'd we pick
It's
this
okay.
episode?
Because I told you guys to watch it.
Oh.
And why
Because
did you
it's
tell us?
about Batman.
That's right. Celebrating the, 85th anniversary of Batman?
Oh, did they say that?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that's what they said. DC celebrating 85 years.
That's awesome. Good for them.
Yeah. So it was fun. We'll talk about it. But before we do that,
Geeky Weeks, Geeky Weeks.
who's got Geeky Weeks to talk about? I think I saw a movie with you, Amber, and then I
Yep.
also saw a movie without Danny, but she saw it.
Yup.
Well, let's talk about ours first. We watched Elio.
Elio, yeah. New Disney Pixar movie. You know, I went there, I didn't even know it was a Disney Pixar movie until the castle showed up at the beginning.
What?
Really? What'd you think
You
it
can't
was?
tell
I
by the
don't know.
animation style?
I just thought it was a silly cartoon.
I think it's really funny. People were saying, this looks like AI. Because AI is trained off of Pixar.
Yeah, it's like,
Right.
duh.
It's like, of course it looks like AI. Because AI looks like this. But no, it was a really sweet movie. Unfortunately, it didn't get, like, the most publicity or, like, any at all because they don't market their movies well anymore. But that's okay because it was really cute and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Nice.
Reminded me a lot of Explorers. Did you ever see Explorers?
No.
I didn't make you watch Explorers.
What's that one?
It's like a
Is that the one with
1980s movie.
The kids go and
They
find
built
an alien?
They built a spaceship.
Yeah. No, you did. We did watch that.
Okay. Reminded me a little bit of that. Except for the I'm all alone part.
I'm all alone. That's a donkey from Shrek, right?
DreamWorks?
Yep.
You're mixing DreamWorks and
I made a
Disney?
Shrek reference.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
In the
Well, we're
middle-
not here to talk about Disney. Who else
Yeah.
did Geeky Weeks?
Is that all you did?
No.
Oh.
I watched, started watching Traitors Season 2. Talked last week about Traitors Season 1, and I've ranted about a couple of things. I either on or off pod, I don't remember. But, started watching Traitors Season 2, and this time, they're all celebrities instead of half celebrity, or like mostly celebrity with a couple of normies sprinkled in. I think they decided stealing a $250,000 from a normie is probably not the best idea.
Mm.
So started watching that, and it's good so far. It's got Phaedra in it, which we saw on Dancing with the Stars, Danny.
Oh.
She danced with with Val, right? But she's on the Traitors with Max Schmerkowski, so it's kind of funny. And then I also watched the movie on Netflix, K-Pop Demon Hunters,
Whoa.
which is really good. And I don't think it's just because I like K-pop. I think it's, like, a good movie. It was like made by the same studio that made the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so the like animation style is like mostly like normal with like a couple of like silly little cheeky animation funny ha-has. So it's really good, and it's a really nice story about demons and K-pop. So besides that, I've been crafting, been making some things. Catch us at the con that we're going to in a couple weeks.
Yeah, stocking up for the con.
Yeah. I'm putting more than just 2 days prep into this time.
Yeah, you've been busy.
I've been really busy. And then also Sims has a event happening right now, like a battle pass type thing, which is funny. But they're doing that right before a new expansion pack comes out, so it's probably like here's some free stuff that you have to work for before you get some stuff that you have to pay for. So I understand. It's all marketing. But yeah. That's it for me.
Cool. How about you, Danny?
Well, I'm watching Love Island still. We got like 2 or 3 weeks left. Not looking good. No love is happening.
It's just
That
Island.
means half of them will be on the challenge next time it's the challenge.
I started Squid Game Season 3.
Oh, I need to start that.
Really good so far. Already got me in my feels on episode 2.
Bruh. It's a lot of the same characters from last season, right?
Yeah, it's the continuation of the same game.
Okay.
And I totally forgot everything that happened in the last season. So I'm like, who is this person again? But it is what it is.
Oh, speaking of Squid Game, the main bad guy in that is in K-pop Demon Hunters. So,
Oh.
he plays the Demon King.
Neat.
And then I bought a Horizon Gem Pack booster box, which is Pokemon. Like they're all EV cards. So they're all EV and EV evolution cards.
Cute.
And it came with 15 packs. They're Chinese. 15 packs, but they have only 4 cards in them each. But I got some good stuff from that.
That's cool. Pokemon TCG, the app, is doing a EV pack right now.
Nice. And then I
Pokemon
saw
TCG the app.
Yeah, dude. That's what it's called. It's called Pokemon TCGP. Anyway.
And then I saw the F1 movie with Brad Pitt.
You went and see that movie with Brad Pitt?
What?
You went and saw the movie with Brad Pitt?
Yeah, F1.
Did he like it?
Did I like it?
Did Brad Pitt like
I
it?
thought you said, did he like it?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
oh, I saw it with Brad Pitt.
Wah, wah, wah.
A little slow on the
Novocaine.
uptake. Yeah.
Novocaine slowed down the brain.
No, I didn't see it with Brad Pitt, but
Girl,
I
who does
saw
your lip filler?
That's Love Island.
Yeah, right?
But I like the F1 movie. And
was
I
good.
watched the F1 race right after, or the day after on Sunday.
Wow. Who
Nice.
won?
Lando Norris from
What was better,
McLaren.
the movie or the event?
The race was kind of boring because a rookie took out the best racer in the first turn of the lap. First lap.
Wow.
The rookie took out the main competition, so
It's kind of like the
McLaren-
movie.
Took out, like, crashed them?
Yeah. Like his brakes got locked up and he took out a guy with him.
Is F1 an oval, or is it a different shape?
The road
It's
tracks.
like a track. It's
Road
not
courses.
a circle.
Okay. Like on the street?
Yeah. Like,
Well, they
it's a
can have it on
track.
streets,
Oh.
but they block it off to make it into a track. But
This
we block
is
the
this
turns
is a
All the
and stuff.
tracks are
podcast
different.
about geek stuff. Why are we talking about sports?
All the tracks in different countries are different. Anyways, Brad Pitt liked it.
That's good.
I'm sure he did.
All the racers were, or not all of them, but the races were in the movie.
Yeah, you could kind of tell when somebody walked by and like said something, but it wasn't really like part of the story. But they shot it very distinctly. You could tell
Yeah.
that was probably a celebrity of the sport that I didn't recognize.
Also, Chris and Liam Hemsworth were in about 0.2 seconds of it.
Really?
Yeah, they were in the audience and it flashed on the screen and I was like, was that them? And it was.
Huh.
So they probably got big money for that. And 0.2 screen time.
That's pretty cool.
But that's all.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I liked it. It was shot in IMAX. And I think you and I both saw it in IMAX. And it was a long movie, over 2 hours. But very thrilling. But besides that, your mom and I started watching Poker Face. And I like that show. It's really good. Natasha Lyonne, excellent actress. She's also like the producer and director of it. And I liken the show to the old 1970s Incredible Hulk show. Because he was kind of a drifter because he was on the run from the law and she's on the run from the law. And he would just go from town to town and something bad would happen in that town and he would help them out. And that's what she's doing. Except the only difference is like whoever is her best friend in each town gets murdered. And then she has to like solve the murder. So we're
Wait, whatever happened with the dog in that episode? Did she find out that the dog was dead?
Oh, we don't want to spoil it for everybody. Which dog? The
The
dog
barbecue.
From the, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
They barbecued the dog?
Yes!
Anyways.
If you own a barbecue company, don't suddenly become a vegetarian. Your brother might get angry.
Yeah. No, it's a good show. What else? Saw Elio, of course.
No way.
No way.
And I think that's about
What's
it
that?
for this week. So let's get into the topic at hand. Are we talking about Lego Batman or Batman Legos?
Not Lego Batman. I haven't seen that.
Okay. You didn't see the original Lego Batman?
Me neither.
No.
I thought we did. I've seen it. Or no, I saw the Lego movie.
I
Yeah,
saw
and
the
he's in
Lego
that.
movie.
I played
he's in
Lego
that.
Batman. That's all I talked about the entire time while watching this episode was the game Lego Batman.
Did you play it when we had it set up
Yeah,
on the arcade machine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was epic. Good old days.
I still think it's like one of the best Lego games.
Yeah. Good stuff.
But on the topic at hand,
Yeah, what is that?
Lego Masters, a Lego building reality TV show.
Yeah, something.
It's kind of crazy, but yeah, they're on
It's-
season 5, so it's pretty popular.
It definitely fits the convergence of nerd stuff for us, both Legos and, in this case, Batman.
Yeah.
And in this episode, they picked 7, because I guess they had 7
7
teams left. So they picked 7 Batman eras, and then each one of them had to build a vehicle for Batman that matched that era. So how about I list out the eras,
Okay.
and then we'll talk about the vehicles that they made for each era, and then we'll
Okay.
discuss what we liked and what we didn't like, and kind of how it went.
Epic.
So the eras, and this will be somewhat in order. Batman the TV show, so the original TV show from the 60s or 70s.
Yeah. That was made by John and Justin.
John and Justin. We've got Batman, the Tim Burton movies. So Batman and Batman Returns. And that was Ben and Michael.
Yep.
And then we had the next two movies, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, which they referred to as the Schumacher films. I didn't remember that Joel Schumacher was the one who did those, but I'll believe it. I didn't look it up. You can fact check me if you want.
I thought they were Tim Burton.
The first two were Tim Burton. The second two must have been Joel Schumacher.
Oh, so they didn't do the Tim Burton ones?
No, they did.
Oh.
Batman and Batman Returns.
Oh. I don't have my listening ears on.
Okay. And then we got the Dark Knight trilogy with, I've got it as Mom and Luke.
Anne and Luke.
Anne and Luke and Grandpa Dave.
Oh.
And then we got Batman the Animated Series, which is the teachers, the coach, and the band director.
Anthony and Joe.
Okay. Big Anthony's car lot. Whatever he said it was. Then we got The Batman.
Uh-huh.
Which was the recent movie. And all I have written down for that is the Scrubs people.
That was Maya and Jamie.
They're
a daughter and father.
Are they doctors?
I think so.
That was a daughter and father?
Yeah.
Look like Ray Romano and his girlfriend or something.
Okay.
And then, sorry if you're listening. And then we got Lego Batman. And I've got that listed as the siblings.
Yep, Ian and Sage.
Ian and Sage.
That's what they're listed as on Wikipedia, but I think they call them Sage and Ian more often.
Right.
That flows off the tongue a little bit better. Anyway.
And the shtick about Lego Batman is that the host of the show, Will Arnett, is also the voice of Lego Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And he played into that several times. Like the first 3 times was good, but then he kept on playing into it. It got a little old, but
that's the shtick with him as the host. Is he kind of picks one thing every episode, and he just kind of overdoes it a little bit.
Drives it home.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But everybody is so starstruck by him that they don't care.
All right, so let's. I'll do my best to describe each of the vehicles, and then we can discuss them.
Okay.
So we got John and Justin building a ski mobile, both water ski and snow ski, for the original Batman TV show. And they wanted to make something that was bubbly and something that used more of the reds and yellows versus
something very vintagey, 60s looking.
Yeah. They've got a much different color style for that original TV show. And so it had big glass window because it was almost looked like a submarine.
Yeah.
Danny said it looked like a Minecraft bee.
Well, they wanted it to be round, and unfortunately, didn't come out very round.
Came out squoval.
They admitted that they weren't. They've never built vehicles before.
Yeah.
And they didn't know how to make shapes out of Legos.
It's interesting because, like, I feel like I've only seen 2 seasons of this show, but I feel like every year they do, like, at least a vehicle episode and at least a roller coaster episode. And then, like, every other, it's kind of like Ink Master, where, like, every episode has, like, a theme where it's like, oh, you have to do motion or you have to do Technic or whatever. So in this one, it was vehicles. So kind of interesting that they went on the show without building a vehicle.
We'll have to find out how that ends up for them.
Yeah, we'll have to.
But they had a great idea to have one of the automatopoeia words pop up out of the vehicle, and they did a great job building that word.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really well done.
One thing that they're all really good at doing is using what are the little pieces called?
Legos?
They're not called bits. No, but like the little flat pieces. It's like
dots.
The pixel. I don't know. The dots. Is that what they're called?
Well, the dots are the round flat ones, I think.
Yeah, but I don't know. They've been doing a lot of the lettering is been really good recently because of those little tiny pieces.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they did a good job with that. Just it did not work when they presented it.
Yeah, they wanted it to kind of pop up, and their mechanism failed.
And they did it at a commercial break, and I thought it was like unnecessary drama, and they were going to push a button and it was going to work, but it didn't work at all.
Yeah.
That was too bad. But it probably won't hurt them too much. So after that, we got the Tim Burton movies, Ben and Michael, and they built so that they actually had the vehicle on the stage from that movie. Or no, the vehicle on the stage was from the Batman Forever movie. Never mind. But they had a very elongated Batmobile-looking thing with tank treads on the back. And I thought they did an awesome job with the tank treads that actually moved. They had some great gadgets on it. They had like the fan and the headlights and all kinds of stuff. And I thought they did an awesome job. Now, what I've learned about this show, and the one episode that I've seen now, is when the dude judge comes up and says, hey, this is looking great, but you should change this.
Yeah.
You should just go ahead and change that. Because that's going to come back to bite you. And it happened twice in this episode, and they didn't listen. Now, I disagree with the dude. I thought the tank treads were awesome.
Yeah.
I thought they were cool. I don't care that it didn't match the theming of the Tim Burton movies. Like, it's over the top just like the movies were. But,
Yeah.
I
but
feel
they
like
wanted something sleeker.
if you're making a tank, it's gonna have the tank treads. Like, I don't feel like it has to match. Like, it's a tank. That's
Now, when
Batman.
When Will Arnett discussed the kind of the rules of the game and discussed the challenge, I guess, he said that you have to have a lot of Batman gadgets because that's what Batman is famous for. So I think they really went into that, and they had all those different gadgets on it, including the treads themselves, because they wanted it to be all-terrain instead of just a long, fast car with a rocket on the back of it.
Did they have that, like, motion? Also, did they have that spinning?
What, the tank treads?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were spinning, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
No, the Ben and Michael have been really strong builders since the beginning of this season. So their kind of thing is, one of them is an engineer, like one of them is the smart, nerdy brother, and then the other one is like the outgoing kind of like, let's do this thing, brother. So
Oh, okay.
they work really well as a team together.
Yeah, I didn't know they were brothers. Is that the one that
Yeah.
you said, Danny, you kept on thinking he was Mr. Beast?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe. Yeah.
He must be the engineer one, because the other one
Yeah.
is very outgoing. All right, so for the Batman Forever and the Batman and Robin, you got Corey and Rebecca. And they made a Bat limo. So their idea was, they said the Schumacher films were often criticized for having too many heroes and too many villains. And they did. It wasn't like the first couple of movies, there was a bad guy, and Batman had to beat the bad guy. And then in Batman Forever, it was just a mishmash of a bunch of bad guys. So they said, if you get a lot of people like that, you got to have something to carry them all, so let's have a Bat
Smart.
limo. So they built the Bat limo, including the ribbing on the sides, which matched the Batmobile. And then they had a hot tub in the back.
Yeah.
And I like how they have
That's
the
cute.
little drawings when they're announcing the teams and what they're building.
Yeah.
Which are obviously, the drawings are made after the final product because they know everything that's going to be. But they had, the hot tub with like dollar bills floating in it. And they actually had that, in Lego form, little Lego dollar bills floating in the hot tub. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, sometimes they'll do little, like, stop motion animations, too.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Probably when it's more of, like, a scene and not just a car.
So they had the styling down, and it was just I would say that was the safe bet one. They didn't go way out of their way to try something really crazy.
Yeah.
They just they listened to the instructions, and they did just that.
That's how they've kind of been this season. They're wedding DJs and they're married, I believe. So a lot of their things have been like music themed. So it was kind of cool to see them do like a Batman thing, and I feel like they were one of the only teams to kind of have villains on their mind when they were making their vehicle.
There was one other one that had a villain in mind. We'll get to that one
Okay.
at the very end. Let's see. All right, Dark Knight trilogy. You got Luke and Mom.
Anne
And Luke. Luke is apparently a Lego master already.
Oh my god, he is phenomenal.
Yeah, he should be a judge. What is he doing?
Everything he's built this season, he's like, it needs to be bigger. And then it's bigger, and it works perfectly. It's hilarious.
Yeah, he's definitely talented. In a 6-hour challenge, and they have 40 minutes to show the whole thing. You don't get to see a lot of the interaction between the people, but it looked like Mom was holding her weight.
Yeah.
So she must have some seat time in with Legos with her son over the years.
I think she's been in charge of a lot of the like detail work, and like in the designing space. And then when it comes to laying the bricks down, it's like all Luke.
Okay.
Yeah, like
they had that thing put together quick.
In like the previous episode or one of the previous episodes, they made like a 4 or 5 foot tall grandfather clock.
Wow.
It was crazy.
So their vehicle of choice for the Dark Knight trilogy was the 18-wheeler.
Mm-hmm.
And had a nice little homage to Grandpa Dave, who was a truck driver, and he loved doing Legos with Luke, I guess, and he loved being a truck driver. So they said, well, let's build a 18-wheeler, and they had the theming for the Dark Knight stuff perfect, like the multi-angle panels.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They had the unowheel thing that popped out of the back for
which was like an
Batman.
afterthought too.
Yeah.
They were
Right.
like, we've got an hour left. Let's
He was
build
like,
this.
I need more.
Yeah.
I can't even, the little design that he made to have the Batman minifig riding inside that big wheel. That was just amazing.
And I think it was perfect too because of the Dark Knight having like his own gadget man. To have them really be focused on gadgets was really cool.
Yeah. So that was great. Then we had Batman the Animated Series, and that was the teachers. And this is another one that I think they either played it safe or that was the extent of their skills. They built the Bat spy plane, and their biggest exciting thing was the ejector seat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Danny I think we could have built that spy plane. It was good, and it fit the theming.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't know if it wasn't on the level as some of the other ones. But
They've had a couple of pretty good builds, and they won the first golden brick of the season.
oh well.
And then they used it immediately the next time. When they didn't really need to, they were just playing it a little safe.
So you have to play that before they say who the
Yeah, and if
okay.
you are in the bottom and you have the golden brick, they take your golden brick.
Oh,
So
okay.
you want to use it when you think you're going to be in the bottom. It's like a use it or lose it kind of thing.
Like Survivor.
Don't want to get sent home with immunity. But yeah, spy plane. They had some spy gadgets on it, and then the ejector seat, which shoots Batman across the
Yeah, cute
the
little
stage.
quirk.
Yeah.
Shot him really far.
Yeah.
And then next up, we got the Batman movie from 2022 or whatever it was, and the doctors, scrubs, built the Batboat.
Yeah.
And this is the other example of when the judge dude came up and said, "Hey, the Batman was known to be the closest to kind of our reality, and they didn't over exaggerate things. They just took our existing vehicles and just
Right.
added a little bit to it. And they had these big fins on it, like the original Tim Burton movies had the big fins on the Batmobile. And he's like, yeah, these fins, they should probably go away because they don't fit the theming. Well, they left the fins on there.
Yeah. They
And,
might have been building for the one they wanted and not the one they got.
right. And then the other judge had criticized the silhouette. I guess she kept calling it the silhouette, like it doesn't match. The silhouette doesn't speak boat to me, and I could see that a little bit. But it was a nice boat, but I don't think it might have got them in the bottom two. I forget, bottom three.
It did.
Bottom
Yeah.
two. And then the last one is Lego Batman. Again, a little different color styles because the Lego Batman uses a lot of colors instead of just the dark black and grays and stuff.
Oh, and Sage and Ian were perfect with this.
Yeah,
This was a match made in heaven for them and the Lego Batman.
I think this was the only movie that they've seen of the movies.
Probably.
Because
They
kept
probably
on
only
saying,
watched it because it was Lego and not because it was Batman.
yeah, they kept saying that Lego Batman was their Batman.
And they are the biggest Will Arnett fanboys. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So they built a lawnmower. So I guess, I don't know if it was in Lego Batman 2 or something, that he becomes a father. So they said, what's the bane of every father? And he said a burner phone, which kind of laughs. But they built a mower, and they had some poison ivy along the side of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Really creative.
Yeah, it was good. They built, the engine
It's like
on
a
the front of
big
it.
Jeep kind of thing, right? Like,
Yeah, it was just a big, like, off-roading
yeah.
push mower. I thought the
Yeah.
handle could have been a little bit longer.
That's
But-
what I was thinking. I was kind of losing the lawnmower feel because the
Yeah.
handle was smaller than the whole thing. I feel like it could have been longer at least.
Yeah, it's more like shopping cart
Yeah, yeah.
dimensions than lawnmower. Yeah, I
But
think
they
the handle
did-
could have been longer.
But they did have a spinning mustache on the front.
Yes, little Will.
Because for some reason in this season, Will Arnett has decided to grow a mustache. So,
And what I thought was really cool was they rigged up this mustache that they wanted to spin, and it wasn't working. And Luke came over and actually helped them. Said, "Oh, I think you're using the wrong port in your hub." And he actually helped them. I thought that was really cool that you're in a competition against other people, but he's spending his time to help them troubleshoot their thing. And they said, "Oh yeah, the port. That's right." And he says, "Okay, I'll wait here until I make sure it works for you." He didn't want to just tell them what it might be and then walk off. He actually waited until they got it spinning. That shows a lot of sportsmanship.
they've done a
Yeah.
couple of work together and work against competitions. So I mean, everyone's really close and they're building in such close proximity, but everyone's really polite and really nice to each other, even when they are they did a head-to-head, and even then there was a lot of friendly banter. So
It's not like those
But yeah.
cooking shows where they're just cutthroat,
cutthroat Lego master.
putting rat poison in the other person's pasta and stuff. So that's the rundown of the vehicles. How about everybody tell us what their favorite one was? Starting with Danny.
I really liked the 18-wheeler, but probably the tank.
All right. How about you, Amber?
I think my favorite was the 18-wheeler. I think you look at that, and even if it's a giant truck and it feels like not a Batman thing, the detailing that they did on the sides really screams Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And I like the little homage. I thought it was cute.
Yeah. So I think obviously the 18-wheeler is great, but I'm also going with the tank one. I liked the gadgets that they had on it. Everything just kind of worked.
Yeah.
Now, it's a little surprising that were Ben and Michael in the top? Did they do a top 2 or a top 3?
They
did
did
top
top
three.
3. It was the
Okay.
tank, the lawnmower, and the
Yeah.
18-wheeler.
Because looking at my Wikipedia page, it says that both of them got second place.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they do a top 2 and sometimes they do a top 3. So it's a little confusing when they do that. But yeah, I think the top 3 were like really strong,
Yeah.
which were our favorites. The lawnmower and then those 2. But yeah.
So yeah, Lego Masters. If you need some guest judges next season,
We know our stuff.
phone
Yeah.
us up.
I mean, we're not actual Lego set designers like Amy and Jamie, but, you know, we don't have a cool Scottish accent, but we can fake one.
Era.
Get instantly canceled off of our show.
The number
For
of times
faking a
Amy said
Scottish accent.
era, it was so funny.
Yeah. Era.
No, but one thing I think about the team that did the Batman, which was Maya and Jamie, the father and daughter, I think it was, and similar to the ones that had Batman and Robin, I feel like the Batman, a very big part of it was Catwoman and her motorcycle. I feel like they should have had a little bit of aspect. This is me critiquing now, which I do a lot during these shows when I know for a fact that I cannot build nearly as well as any of these
Never.
people. But if I were in their shoes, I would have definitely had some Catwoman motif, or like maybe even something like the motorcycle comes out of the boat or whatever, like the other team had the big wheel come out. And then like not having Robin when your thing is Batman and Robin,
Right.
I don't know, just was a little weird to me how, but you know, maybe they didn't see those movies. I think that's what a lot of it was, is like maybe they'd only seen like The Dark Knight or the Lego Batman movie, and all these other Batmans are like strange.
Yeah.
All we know about this is that it's old, but I think maybe the John and Justin did know a little bit more about theirs than some of the other groups, but
Cool. Well, thank you, Amber, for bringing this episode to our attention. I know you've been watching this show all season,
yeah.
and I'm glad that you roped us into getting into this episode. It was a great one.
Nice. Now you got to watch the Wicked episode.
Oh.
Well, now I got to watch the one with the masks because I like to see people dropping
Oh.
stuff all.
yeah.
yeah.
Drop
All
it
through
3
the show.
times.
I know. Wait, which group was that? I forget which one.
I don't
Is
know, but I like to watch people get disappointed and frustrated.
I know. Isn't it Ben and Michael? I don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely rooting for Anne and Luke, or Ben and Michael had really good builds. They've won 2 challenges. Surprisingly, this was Anne and Luke's first win in the season.
Really?
Yeah, they got second
Aw.
place the week before.
Okay, so
But-
that was they were genuinely surprised then, because they looked very surprised when they said
They're
that they
very
were
happy.
won.
The whole season has been kind of like Ben and Michael have been like in the top every single week. So they were very excited to beat Ben and Michael, probably.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
They deserve it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Luke, if you ever want to build us a family geekery pinball machine, you have
Ooh.
my permission.
Oh, that would be cool. Wait, he said he built a pinball machine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You-
Yeah.
Batman-
Oh,
like
that's
Batman
cool.
mold.
12.
I watched this like 5 days ago.
I watched it twice.
But this is a show that I can see myself going back and watching the earlier seasons of, because I only watched last season because I knew it. I just like saw that it was on Hulu, and then I watched this season. So
Very cool.
last season, oh my gosh, there was a really cool one where they had like an office scene, like with like a rug and a chair and like typewriters and stuff. And then all of the teams had to pick an item and make a Lego duplicate of it
Oh,
and
wow.
replace it in the room. And like they had to trick a person, and the person had to go and be like, "Oh, that's Lego, that's Lego, that's Lego."
What?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it was
crazy.
crazy.
Did they get to like paint it?
No, they just made they just like one person literally made a Lego chair, like a Lego desk chair,
Wow.
and then somebody took the rug.
Hashtag Secret Lab.
one person made a Lego rug. Anyway, that was like a crazy challenge.
Nice. We'll have to go back and watch them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Thank you again, Amber, for bringing this up.
You're welcome. Thank you for doing all the research after I brought it to you with no memory of the episode.
Well, I watched it last night with Mom, and then Danny had to watch it today, so I watched it with her and took some notes.
Nice.
Smart.
Yep. All right. So that's going to do it. Check out our socials. Check out the YouTube channel. See what's going on there. If you've got a favorite Lego set or Lego story, send it to podcast@familygeekery.com.
Ooh.
We'd like to hear about it.
And see pictures.
I used to make monorails.
Of course you did.
Yeah, with yardsticks.
What?
The yardsticks were the track, and I made monorails that would ride on them. And I had yardsticks going all over the house. That's my Lego story.
I'd make my Lego minifigs go through the Hunger Games and kill each other. Anyways, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. On that note, thank you as always for listening. I got lost in my outro. And until next time, peace out and geek out. Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out. Thank you to our sponsor, Will Arnett's Nets, Fishing Nets, and more.
What?